Have you ever asked yourself, what is enlightenment? In the rush of modern life, with all its noise, pressure, and endless to-do lists, there comes a moment, quiet, still, when you pause and ask, why do I feel so unsettled? Why do I feel a deep emptiness, even when I have everything? It's in that silence that Buddhism enters, not as a grand revelation, but as a gentle light, and that light is called enlightenment. Enlightenment is not magic. It's not something mystical, unreachable, or reserved only for monks or saints. In truth, enlightenment is much closer than we think. The Sanskrit word for enlightenment is Bodhi, which means awakening. It's the moment when you see things clearly, as they truly are. You awaken from the illusion that life is permanent, controllable, or all about me and mine. It's the realization that suffering arises not from life itself, but from how we cling, how we resist, how we misunderstand. The path to enlightenment is not an escape. You don't need to leave your family, your job, or society to walk this path. The journey begins within, with awareness. When you begin to see your thoughts as passing clouds, your emotions as waves on the ocean's surface, and recognize that you are not those waves, but the vastness beneath, that is the start of awakening. Why do we suffer? According to the Buddha, we suffer because of ignorance, because we don't see reality clearly. We believe in a permanent self. We crave. We cling. We fear loss. We want things to be a certain way. And when life doesn't go our way, we suffer. We say, if I get this, I'll be happy. If I lose that, I'll fall apart. So we live trapped in a cycle of desire and fear. And this cycle continues until we wake up. Enlightenment is not a destination. It's not some grand moment where the heavens open and everything changes overnight. Sometimes, enlightenment arrives quietly. It might come when you're sitting with a warm cup of tea, just breathing, feeling the present moment fully. And suddenly, you realize, I am enough. This is enough. Or in a moment of grief, when you lose something dear, instead of blaming life, you breathe deeply into the pain, and you see it with compassion and clarity, not resistance. That is the light of awakening. What did the Buddha realize when he became enlightened? He began, not as a divine being, but as a prince. Siddhartha. He had everything: luxury, status, love, and family. But one day, he saw sickness, old age, death. And he asked, is this all there is? Is there something deeper? So he left his palace, seeking truth. He tried extremes, indulgence and asceticism, but neither brought peace. Finally, under the Bodhi tree, he sat and meditated deeply until he woke up. What he realized was simple, but profound. Everything is impermanent. Suffering has a cause, and there is a path to end suffering through awareness, compassion, and ethical living. Enlightenment is for everyone. You don't need to be a monk. You don't need to live in a monastery. You can be a parent, a teacher, a student, a worker, living in the city, driving through traffic, raising kids, and still, you can begin to awaken. Every time you pause to breathe, every time you notice your thoughts instead of being ruled by them, every time you choose peace over reaction, you are watering the seed of enlightenment. How can we live mindfully in a busy world? You don't need to escape to a mountain. You don't need to give up your life. Start small. Take 5 minutes each morning to just breathe. When eating, just eat. No scrolling, no rushing. Walk mindfully, feeling each step. When anger arises, pause. Breathe before reacting. These are tiny acts, but they are the footsteps of awakening. Enlightenment won't stop pain, but it will stop you from being controlled by pain. You may still face loss, you may still feel sadness, but inside, there's a calm space, untouched by the storms outside. That is inner freedom, the deepest kind of freedom. Enlightenment doesn't turn you into someone else. It helps you return to who you truly are. You don't have to be perfect or meet anyone's expectations. You simply need to be honest with your fears, your flaws, your hopes. To stop pretending, stop running, and just be. It's not about becoming more spiritual. It's about becoming more real. Awakening happens when you dare to meet your own shadows and still choose compassion. And in the end, enlightenment isn't an answer. It's the end of all questions. You stop asking, how can I be happy? Because you realize happiness is right here, in this breath, in this moment. You stop searching for meaning, because living fully is the meaning. You don't need to become a Buddha, because the Buddha nature is already within you. All you need is to slow down, breathe, and begin watering that seed every single day. And one day, perhaps in a quiet moment, you will smile and realize peace was never far. It has always been right here, in this very breath.